Brock Faber, I think, is better than him.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Brock Faber is the top 10 defenseman
Yeah.
in the league.
What?
Yes.
There is you guys are getting back to me for the Senators.
No.
There's no way.
No, I think Jake Sanderson is a top 10 defenseman. In the
Are you
league.
talking about Sanderson?
No, I'm talking about Adam Fox.
Adam Fox is.
No, he's not. Not right now. I don't think Adam Fox belongs on this list.
Oh my god! I knew that was gonna happen. Welcome back to another episode from the Checking From Behind podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. I'm your host, Zach, as always, joined by my two favorite co-hosts of all time, Preston and Chris. Fellas, how are we doing?
So yesterday we ended up going to the Bills game, new stadium, checked it out.
Keon Coleman got the first touchdown in new Highmark Stadium history. It's
That
pretty
doesn't
funny.
really count.
Yeah.
No, but they're counting it as the first touchdown.
Nah.
No, regular season, week 2. How
Alright,
was it, though?
alright.
Because I won't be there until week 2 because I'm not going to any preseason games or anything like that.
I mean, it's nice.
Yeah. You
That's
probably
good.
have a very different experience than we did because we were up in the cheap seats. It's very steep up there.
Yes, it is.
Very steep.
I heard.
But it was very nice being covered.
Oh, it was actually like kind of cool up there. Like when we left the stadium, we were like, "Damn, it's really hot out." Because
Yeah.
we were in the shade the whole game. Like I brought my sunglasses and everything because I thought like I'm not gonna be able to see anything the whole game.
Mhm.
Not an issue at all.
Nope.
The-
Had
the
my glasses on the back of my hat the whole time.
The people in the 300s are like 12 feet away from the field, like distance-wise. It's crazy.
The 300s.
Yeah, the 300s, like
Oh.
all the way up there. Like there is, because the way that they wanted to structure it is like obviously the noise from above it ricochets off the roof and comes back down, and they have the fans like not obviously over the field because you wouldn't be able to sit up there, but they have it so steep where like the noise coming down affects the field of play a little bit more. So, and on top of that, they pulled the Miami Dolphins and they put the Bills sideline on the shade for the entire game too. I saw
As they should.
exactly.
Take care of your players. Fuck the other team.
But also, it won't be 120 degrees without a fan.
No,
so.
if it's over 120 degrees in Buffalo, we got bigger
You got
issues.
an issue.
Yeah, there's a bigger issue than that.
There is.
My biggest grievance with the new stadium though is we went and got food and everything. They have these cool like ketchup and mustard pumps.
Mhm.
It's like a beer
Oh my
tap.
God.
It's really cool. They don't have any fucking ketchup cups, like any cups to put
Really?
the sauce in.
Yeah, no, you had to put it on your food or in your tray.
Or you had to move everything around on the food box to like get everything. They gave Chris his box upside down, so he's like fucking sauce leaking out the bottom of his
Yeah.
box.
That's fucking
'Cause
bullshit.
they put all the food in his lid.
Yeah,
He was like, "I think we have a design issue here." He's like, "Nah, yours is just upside down, chief.
it's very much a design issue.
And
Skill issue."
the stadium is also charging an extra 6% service charge fee for any food and drinks too.
What?
Yep.
I don't know. I didn't.
That's
check
the
it.
one-
What the
that's
fuck are they
what I-
asking for tips?
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
I was in line. They were like, by the way, the tips go to the Niagara Women's Soccer Foundation. I was like, okay, no
Quick
tip.
No tip. I do the same thing. I'll get my burger and fries at halftime, and they would say the same thing. I'm like, okay, like no problem, no tip. So.
It's funny going to games with Preston because he'll get food at the start of the game and then he'll go about halfway through he'll get a hot dog.
I wanted to try it. It was good. It was just a Salem's dog.
Yeah, I mean,
So now, give me the scoop. Did they have new food items?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they did.
Okay.
It's
They
not
had-
just burgers, hot dogs, and pizza.
I get used
anymore.
to.
no, there's
And
like,
I think the burgers will actually be edible.
They were edible. It was just a one bad.
Yeah, the
time
one
we
game I
had.
went to with you, dude, it was like the most disgusting. He took a bite, and he just threw it on the
Dude.
ground. I was like, I can't believe you took a bite out
When
of that.
we went to the Kansas City Chiefs divisional game back in 2020, at the end of the 23-24 season, I got my burger and fries, right? I
Motherfucker
took-
was in line for like a half hour, by the way.
I-
He almost missed. You missed the start
Yeah,
of
I
the second
did.
half.
I believe
Yeah,
it.
And I ended up getting the burger. I looked at it. It was like all soggy and wet. And I was like, okay.
and the
like,
meat was like the patty was like
Mhm.
it was like a McDonald's
and I
burger
took
patty.
a bite out of it and I spit that out and threw it on the ground. I was like,
It was
"Okay."
gross.
It was
Okay.
very gross.
Like the whole
The-
thing was wet.
there's one thing I can complain about the stadium. There's no ventilation for all
Oh
the
yeah,
restaurant
like there was just
areas.
smoke coming up
Yeah.
from the concessions like the whole fucking game.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh.
so like while they're making the fresh food, yeah, it smells good, but
it's
you
gonna be
got-
worse when it's cold out.
Oh, yeah.
because that's gonna be visible steam.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like it's nice to have a new stadium, but it ain't perfect.
That's true.
No, it's got some flaws, but
I will say though, people complaining about the obstruction views, fuck off,
I mean,
please.
there really wasn't any obstruction from our seats.
Right,
where
I
we
mean,
were.
we couldn't
saw-
see like the goal line.
You couldn't see the
like the
pylon.
pylon. That's a pretty big obstruction, though.
I would.
I would.
Say.
Yeah, I
mean,
would.
It's
How many touchdowns
it's
happen
the
when like guys
glass.
are reaching out for the pylon?
you could see through the glass.
It's still obstructed though.
Oh yeah, isn't it only like the only obstruction views at the moment are just like the glass like on the 300s?
Well, there's like the stairs are like at the front.
Mhm.
So I get the old one. You know how like when like the upper deck ended, it was just like a wall
Yeah.
and that was it. Like they have the stairs at the front there because there's no aisles to get in. You have to all go up through stairs.
So yeah, we were in the 400.
And there's like also a big. If you're lower enough, like we were lower, the concrete, we would have been able to see the concrete slab.
Yeah. I mean,
So like it's a legitimate issue.
I had no complaints from the seats.
Oh, the seats were fine. It's just if we were a little bit lower, we would have like actually had an obstruction.
Yeah.
And the stairs are all over the stadium. Like it's a bit of an oversight by them, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I'm excited for it though. My seats.
You
are-
shouldn't have any issues. Yeah.
No, I definitely will. I got a video of where my seats are, and it's crisp. I'm like, we're lower than what we were because there's not as many seats in the stadium, so like we have a lower view. It's nice, but
Which end zone are you in?
opposite of the tunnel, I think. Still,
Opposite of the tunnel.
I'll be on the
Bro, they have
side.
tunnels on every side now.
Oh, they do. Oh shit.
No.
No, the Panthers came out on one side and the Bills came out on the other
I
side.
don't know which.
I thought the Panthers came. They both came out of the same
I
side.
don't fucking
but-
know. I just know there's more than one tunnel now.
I'm still on the side closest to the road and parking lot and stuff. So
I don't know where that is.
Well, the
Yeah,
other side's like
west
I think
side.
almost exclusively like club seats, so you're probably on the other side.
because I'm right. Well, oh, I guess this will give it away because you guys were there. I'm right behind where like the bar is.
Yeah, so that's the opposite end zone of the tunnel.
That's the only part I know of where my seats actually are. Is
Yeah.
behind the bar
Yeah,
because they
you're-
offered
there-
us bar
there's-
seats.
Yeah, there's not as many rows there.
Okay.
You have access to the bar?
We do not. I don't think. Because yeah, it was like an extra $2,000 for that.
Per year?
Yeah.
Just for bar access.
Yeah.
It's not even free either.
Yeah.
You still got to pay for it.
Yeah.
And 6% service charge on the food? Fuck them.
Insane.
Yeah, but
Insane.
They had this Loganberry drink that was really good.
Yeah.
I got a cup. It was $22, and then we're walking out of the stadium, and Preston found one of the cups on the ground, and he was like, "Yep, taking that."
Yeah, and this motherfucker paid $22 for a cup. I got it for free.
What the hell? Why you?
I didn't pay for the cup. I paid for the drink that
But
came
you-
in the cup.
Technically, the cup is part of the price.
Yes,
Technically,
it
you need a
probably
cup to
is.
drink.
If it came in just like a generic plastic cup,
Probably
it probably
would've
would have been a couple of dollars cheaper.
Yeah,
Okay.
On the cup, they also stole the Sabres logo and just put Bills on it. I'm not even joking. Like, it's literally like the Buffalo logo on the crest, and it just says Bills on it.
If they do that, I understand it's preseason, so giving the benefit of the doubt. But if they do that,
Oh,
we'll
I
do
think
it.
that cup's a permanent fixture. Like,
Yeah.
that ain't going away.
It says inaugural season right on it.
Yeah,
so
it's
I
like a
think
souvenir cup.
Yeah, they're gonna be keeping that all year.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because I was looking at the cup and I was like, that's just the Sabres logo. What the fuck?
I mean, they own both
They own
teams.
both.
Oh, I know, but I was like, damn, like,
That's
it's
like-
just straight up the Sabres logo, just with the word Bills on it.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of the shoulder patch from like the Winter Classic and the
What's the
Heritage
same
Classic jersey.
Buffalo?
Yeah, but it like instead of having all the texture on it, it's just blank.
Yeah, it's just the shape. Yeah. It even had like the red eye.
I'm fucking hyped though for the NFL regular season.
Yeah, the
Um,
offense looked real good, and the
that-
defense. Josh Allen looked good, and the defense I thought was really good. So
Yeah,
They were.
from what we saw, the starters. I mean, the defense actually played a lot more than I thought they would have.
I think it's because the Panthers starters stayed in.
Yeah,
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
I saw what Bryce played the entire first half, right?
No, he only played like I think 3 drives.
yeah, and then fucking Kenny Pickett came in. We had no idea he was on the Panthers.
Yeah, we thought it was like, oh, we're gonna see Andy Dalton,
And
it's
it's
like
not
Kenny
even Andy
Pickett. I was like,
Dalton.
Kenny Pickett's still in the league.
And it ain't even Andy Dalton either. It was a number 14, and he was white. It was Kyle.
Yeah,
Trask.
Andy Dalton's on the Eagles now.
Andy Dalton is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Backing up the Hertz man, Tush
Yeah.
Perch
I mean, he might be their third string. I have no idea,
I don't
but
know who they're backup.
man's
Alright.
almost 40
I
years
don't know.
old.
Yeah, he's so the what is his nickname? Like Red.
Red Rifle.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Okay. Hopping into actual hockey, but we're in the depths of the off season now with that talk. The Islanders, they had over 8,000 jersey submissions for their fan jersey votes, or I guess graphic design, whatever you want to call it. And they are now down to the final 4. They were down to the final 8. They obviously let the community and fans vote on them. Now they're down to 4, and we are soon gonna see the first fan jersey design in NHL history, I'd assume.
I like the fact that none of the orange jerseys got voted for.
Dude, the one orange jersey straight up looked like the Edmonton Oilers jersey. like their orange jersey. It
Yeah.
was kind of
No,
ridiculous.
I think there's only one team that could pull off a full orange jersey, and it's probably the Oilers.
I think it'd be hideous.
It's terrible.
I am all for the Islanders of their navy, because all four are navy now
Yeah.
that are like you just said. I am all for the fisherman logo to be voted as the best one, but I think you cannot go wrong with any of the jerseys that are left now. I'm like you brought up, I am so glad that the orange jerseys are out. Not that I hated them, but because I felt like a lot of orange jerseys that are made are very, very similar to each other. They all have like the same fucking stripe. They all have the same shade of orange, it feels like. And to have a refresh of kind of having a throwback to the Islanders, like back in the day when they had the fisherman logo, I think would be very sick.
I think it's kind of interesting because when the fisherman jerseys came out, everyone fucking hated them, and they're hideous. They're like one of the ugliest jerseys in NHL history, and maybe, people looking through a nostalgia lens say, "Oh, it wasn't that bad."
Well, that was the same thing with the goat head and everything. Everyone hated it when it first came out, and then now that it's back, everyone loves it.
I mean, I don't think it was. I think it was more so hated by the old school fans. I think the fisherman jersey was hated by almost everyone.
Yeah, that was a bad jersey.
The goat head, like, I know a lot. Like when I was growing up, I thought it was cool as fuck. I'm assuming most Sabres fans growing up did, but the fisherman. I remember the first time I saw the fisherman jersey, I was like, "Whoa, this is disgusting." But if I had to pick two to win, though, it'd probably be the blue one with the lighthouse on it, or I like the one with the big white areas, like on the arms and the chest, and it says Islanders across it. I like those two the best.
Yeah, if I had to pick, I would choose the one that says Isles or the one that says Islanders.
Well,
across the
Isles
chest.
lost, so
Did it?
Yeah.
I could have swore the blue Isles one made
the
it.
the Isles one and the Islanders one were against each other.
Yeah, actually, I'm looking at the jerseys right now. The one that says Islanders with the cream across the chest, that shit's ugly. Don't want that.
That's the one I like.
Listen, I don't know. I don't like anything that has a text with like a stripe in the middle. Maybe I'm just, a hater. But the one that says Islanders, that's over on the far right on the picture I'm looking at, with like the little wavy orange and teal lines on the bottom there. I really, really like that. Honestly, that's my pick. I think the one that
fisherman one.
yeah. I don't know. I'm a big fan of that. But yeah, all of the orange ones lost, which I'm happy about. All right, well, that's it about the Islanders jerseys. Let us know down below which jersey you guys want to win,
Yeah,
because
I mean, it's interesting that they're doing a fan vote. I think it's a cool idea.
the entire idea is very cool.
I wish they were a little bit more customizable. Like I remember when they announced it, I went through and tried messing around with it. It was very limited on what you could
Was
do.
it really?
Yeah, it was very, very limited. Like you can only choose from certain design patterns, like certain logos, certain colors. Like
A part of me wonders if they went into this with an idea they couldn't decide. It's like, all right, we're gonna have the fans design them, and they gave like what options they were choosing from as like a template.
I also have another idea. They didn't want to pay a consulting firm to design a jersey because it would cost a lot more, and say, "Oh, we'll just let them make them our own."
Yeah,
That's a good point.
It's a lot cheaper to have, just be like, hey, here's a website. Go create the New Jersey.
Yeah. Like I said, I would have just liked a little bit more customizable.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be as like customizable as like in the NHL games where you can like do whatever the fuck you want. But I don't know. I thought it was a little limited. I mean, the finalists, most of them aren't bad. I'm not a fan of the NY logo with the hockey stick on the Y. Like I don't know. That was like their old Stadium Series jersey from like 10 plus years ago.
Yeah, they had that one when they moved to the Barclays Center. They had that black one with that logo. Remember that?
Yeah, so I don't know. Either way, all the jerseys that moved on are not bad except two of them. All right, well, the NHL season and training camp's not right around the corner, I guess 4 weeks away. We're inching our way closer, but we have the biggest storylines heading into to NHL season, the 26-27, and there's a lot of storylines, right? and I only have 4 written down, but there's a lot of storylines because I'm allowed to say that. One of them, the most obvious one every single year is, can the champion repeat as a back-to-back champion? This season, it's the Carolina Hurricanes. Can they repeat and go back-to-back as champions? Obviously, I think they clearly have still one of the best rosters in the league. They didn't really have any roster turnaround. They brought back the entire roster.
We're still not saying Nikishin,
Yeah,
right?
No.
Nikishin's-
And they don't have Freddie Anderson, but outside of that, they're like the only worry with the Hurricanes about repeating back to back is, can you trust the goaltending, to be honest with you? Because we know that their system has now worked with the Stanley Cup. We know that their blue line is still one of the best in the league. They have very underrated forwards like Jackson Blake. I think Stan Coven's getting to that part where he's finally getting recognition. But also after during the playoffs and after the playoffs, a guy like Jackson Blake started to get a little bit of that recognition because of how well him, Stan Coven, and Hull were as a forward line. Now, of course, in the finals, that kind of died down a little bit, and Jordan Stahl, the captain, ended up pretty much taking it over and willing that team to a Stanley Cup victory. Obviously, Rob Brendamore's system, like I said, worked. But yeah, biggest storyline, can the Hurricanes repeat as back-to-back champions?
Well, I think my biggest question mark for them as a team is the goaltending. Where Freddie, that was a big question for them going into it last season.
Mm-hmm.
I think they do benefit from having such good defense in front of them. The forwards contribute very well to the defensive structure, and they have one of the best blue lines in the league, like top 6 hands down.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling they'll end up bringing Nikishin back. I just don't know. I don't know if it's a money thing or
It's a money thing.
It is a money thing.
but they have money to spend. I think they would have traded them by now if they were going to trade him. Maybe they re-explore when it comes to training camp and contracts. Talks are still going nowhere. But can Brandon Bussey have that magical run again like he did last year? The dude was, never really. He's how old is he? He's 28 years old. Just turned 28 this year. This is his first year in the NHL. Really, he'd been playing in like the AHL. He played 4 years of college. And can he recreate? He played 4 games with them in the playoffs. He was outstanding for them in the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah. I mean, but it's not that hard to play well when you're behind that defense.
Well, but also,
he was making incredible saves though. It's not like they were just shooting right at his chest every time. Like he had to make some crazy saves.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's a lot easier for a goalie to play in that system than
Yes and no.
Say like playing in San Jose.
I just don't want to discount. Like he did play extremely well.
Oh, I'm not
Yeah.
discounting what he did. He obviously, he came in and won them a cup.
They don't win the Stanley Cup if he doesn't play as well as
No.
he did. Because he had some. Like Vegas had a ton of grade A chances, and he robbed them. I mean, they missed a couple of them. Like I remember that one Eichel had, it was point blank, and he shot it over the net.
Yeah.
But he had a couple crazy saves, especially at the end of Game 6 there, when they ended up clinching the Stanley Cup. He had a shutout in that game, right?
I think so.
Yeah, he played out of his mind. But can he recreate that magic for a full season where like Freddie Anderson was that reliable veteran backstop who you knew what you were getting out of him? Like, was he the greatest goalie in the world? No, but you could do a lot worse than him. He was very consistent. And he was also incredible on their way to the Stanley Cup final. He was bailing them out in some where their defense had a rough night or something that.
I remember that game against the Sabres where like the last 2 minutes of the game, the Sabres had like at least 10 shots.
That was Bussy.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, you're talking about Anderson.
Yeah.
So sorry.
So I think they will miss Anderson a bit because I don't think Rod Brendamore really I can't talk. Trust Kochekov.
No.
I wouldn't know how I feel about him as the full-time backup, which they're clearly committing to. So Bussy, that's my biggest question mark with this team is can Bussy as a full year as a starter prove that last year was legit? And if he does, yeah, they have a great chance to repeat as Stanley Cup champions because their team has not really changed much. They're essentially running it. I think they are, for all sakes and purposes, running it back. They didn't sign anybody in free agency.
And with the goaltending, to bring that up, Brandon Bussey, like you said, in playoffs was great. He got off to a phenomenal start in the regular season. Then his last, I'd say, about 10 games or so, he was not great at all.
Yeah, that's why Anderson was their starter in the playoffs.
And now, if you're Bussy, you have to show that you can be consistent in the regular season because now you don't have a Freddie Anderson to fall back on. Rob Brendamore does not trust, like you said, Kochekov. So we can see Bussy playing 55 games no matter what, whether his performance is good or not. And last season they brought in Keandre Miller, Nikolai Ehlers. That, in my opinion, was the difference between being out in the Eastern Conference playoffs or winning the Stanley Cup.
Nikolai Ehlers was huge for them.
He had so many big goals. He helped this team start off fast. And then Keandre Miller, when he was in New York, he was looked upon as like, this great puck moving defenseman. And then each year in New York, he just kept getting worse. But that's a New York Rangers thing. Because then he came over to Carolina, and he wasn't necessarily, he's not the flashiest defenseman, right? But he got the job done for them. He was so locked down. And if this team does end up repeating and going back-to-back champions, I truly think it is because the team in front of the goaltending plays the same way they did in the playoffs, and then they would be first in the league or first in the Eastern Conference once again. They would have an easier path to the finals because, again, they played really good in the regular season. Then they go up against a Western Conference team, and they can repeat back. So,
I mean, the rest of the East did get a lot better, like, even in the division, like the Capitals got a lot better. I think the Islanders will be better next year. I think the Flyers will be better next year. I think there's a lot of pressure in Columbus to have a good season next year. They're going to have to blow it up. Even in the Atlantic, Florida should be back to, their normal fare with a fully healthy season team. Might be missing Brad Marchand now. Reports are coming out for the beginning part of the season. But Montreal is an elite team. The Sabres aren't going anywhere. Ottawa, I still think will be competitive. Toronto, I think will be a lot better. Tampa Bay, still Tampa Bay. Like, you've got a really competitive conference. I still think Carolina's the best team in that conference when they're fully healthy and they're playing their game. I think their system works against about anybody. I think the only team that you look from top to bottom that I think is built to really beat them is the Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
Who can match that physicality and the forechecking and the relentlessness. But outside of that, I like the Hurricanes a lot.
I know we haven't seen them play as a group yet because, a lot of this team has been added this offseason, but I think the Capitals could keep up with the Hurricanes.
Yeah, it'll be clear. A lot of their moves are also targeted at beating the Panthers. I mean, not the Panthers, the Hurricanes. If you want to win your division and win the Stanley Cup, you got to take down the champs. And right now they're the defending champs. Everyone saw what they did with how smart they built their roster, how they built their players, and what style of play they wanted to go around. So, yeah, the Capitals are definitely going to make it interesting.
And speaking of the Florida Panthers, they're my second storyline here. Will the Panthers bounce back this season? Because last season, obviously, they missed the playoffs after going to 3 straight Stanley Cup finals, including going back-to-back. They dealt with a massive load of injuries. Matthew Tkachuk missed the first 45 games. Barkov, in a freak injury in training camp, tears his ACL. They dealt with other injuries last season. Bobrovsky was not that great, so they moved off of him. And speaking of Bobrovsky, there's reports coming out that he was willing to take a massive pay cut to stay with the Panthers. Obviously, Panthers didn't want to do the term like Bobrovsky was asking before, but that's besides the point. Now this season they are coming in healthier, right? Barkov will be back. Matthew Tkachuk will be starting the season. Sam Reinhart, I know he missed some time last season. He'll be back healthy. They even missed guys like I think Verhaeghe even missed some time as well.
Almost anyone important on their team missed significant amount of time last year. I think Seth Jones missed a lot of time last year. I think Eric Ekblad also missed some time.
You
Could
can
be wrong
just
there, even though he played 72 games.
This isn't even really a topic. Of course they're going to bounce back.
Yeah.
With how many man games they lost this year,
Well, yeah, they're going to have Brady Tkachuk
they're
also.
adding
They add
Brady
to the
Tkachuk.
mix.
Yeah, no, this is a very obvious yes, they will bounce back.
I think just having Barkov back will change that team dramatically because I think people forget
he's the heartbeat of that team.
How good Barkov is and how he is that team. Like,
when we talk about the Red Wings the last couple of years, Dylan Larkin goes down with an injury. They skid for the rest of the season. It's just like we say one player can't hurt a team so much, but losing Barkov definitely hurt them a lot to start the season, and they just never recovered because they just kept losing players and losing players.
Right, and I like that you brought up that point because Barkov goes it's not like he got hurt 30 games into the season or have 20 wins at that point, right? He gets hurt in a freak accident in non-contact, by the way, in training camp. So at that point, your captain's gone. You're probably your best offensive goal scorer or one of, and Matthew Tkachuk's already gone too.
He missed over half the season
right.
last year. He only
To
played
start the
31
year,
games.
right?
Yeah.
And now at that point, you're down two of your best players. It's like, I know these guys are in the NHL, so I'm not going to sit here and say that, they should just be, I guess, sad over it or kind of feel bad for themselves. But it's also two of your most important players.
Just even before the start of the season, you're losing your leader, your captain, your best player. It's hard to recover from that. Everyone else has to step up, and they just couldn't do it. But I wouldn't put this season on Bobrovsky.
No, that team had a lot of issues last year, just due to losing such high impact, important players that were playing. No big moments for them, and that was kind of expected.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say Barkov tearing his ACL was expected. Let me correct myself, but
to have a down year, the way everything went,
obviously. They played in 3 Stanley Cup Finals in a row.
Yeah, that was like when Tampa did it. We're expecting all these injuries to come out,
but I think they're reloaded. I think they're ready to go now. They're locked in with this roster. Unless catastrophe strikes them again, and they lose half their team to injuries, they should make the playoffs with that much effort.
I just remembered that they acquired Jacob Markstrom.
Yep. Yeah.
So
he had a couple down years though. New Jersey.
New Jersey was also really bad.
Yeah, but that's why they traded for him though, to help them kind of make up for that. But we'll see if Markstrom can bounce back in Florida. I think that
it's his second stint in Florida. I would like to add.
Yep.
The other one was over 10 years ago.
Yeah, but
so a second stint.
It's the second time with the team.
They did draft him.
They did,
but that was very different Panthers.
Oh yeah.
Then to now, very different.
Yeah, they were a bottom feeder of the league then, and then now
they were a bottom feeder for the whole for their whole existence until the last 5 years.
Yeah.
All right, my third storyline going into the season, new 84-game season / new CBA kicks in, and now you may be being like, oh, it's only a 2-game difference. How does it matter? It definitely can matter, whether it's playoff seeding, whether you get hurt or not in the regular season. And with the new CBA, that's a big deal because, all right, well, first off, player contract extensions, if you are extending is re-signing with the new team, that's from 8 years to 7 years. If you are signing with the new team in free agency, it goes from 8 years max that you can sign, or 7-year max, down to a 6-year max. So the players have kind of gotten what they wanted with that aspect specifically, because the more signings we see, especially of these newer players coming into the league and younger players, they're signing 4-year deals, 5-year deals for more annual average value money a season. And now, let's say you hit the open market, instead of a team being like, here's a 7x15. Now, let's say a 25-year-old, right? They get offered a 6x15, right? It's like, nope, I'll take a 4x15. They're 29 when the deal ends. And then they end up getting even more money if they stay as superstar status going into their age 30 season. So I'm intrigued to see how teams and players work with the new term, as well as how players handle the 84-game season, because the season is starting about 10 days earlier than what it normally would. I think the first game of the season is October 1st, I believe.
I don't think 2 extra regular season games will make that big of a difference, honestly.
But I was going to say about the contracts, it's like, this is just better for the players, because now they can cash in instead of, signing that 8-year deal off your ELC or whatever. Now you're probably gonna sign a shorter deal just to either hit UFA and leave your team, or like Austin Matthews did. He's just collecting mid-term deals.
Well, it keeps your options open too, just in case you decide the Leafs completely fall apart and they're not competitive anymore. He's like, yeah, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
And I will say too, there's a couple more things this is big for more minimum salaries. It goes from $775,000 to $885,000 a season, and then as well full-time e-bugs now.
Yep.
Yes.
Teams have gone out and they are signing these full-time emergency goaltenders to be there in case you're not going to get a Zamboni driver anymore, Toronto. You are actually going to have to sign a guy.
We're going to miss out on so many funny moments potentially.
I know.
Dude, that Toronto Maple Leafs shit was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Every time I watch that Steve Dangle video, I still lose it laughing.
He worked for the team. He had inside information.
He did practice with them.
Yeah, he did.
Time.
Yeah, no, he had inside information.
I can't imagine he was even thinking about that. He's like, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck.
Imagine you get your name, you get your number called all of a sudden it's like, hey, by the way, buddy, we kind of need you to hop in the crease.
Like you think is like, yeah, I'm just gonna work the Zamboni tonight, and then all of a sudden you're stopping shots in a real NHL game from Austin Matthews.
Mm-hmm.
A little scary.
I think, if memory serves correctly, he only gave up 2 goals, and I think it was John Tavares and Pierre Engvall who scored.
Yeah, but I mean, the Hurricanes played like locked
Oh yeah, well,
down
they had to.
defense. But just getting back to the CBA stuff, like I think we're going through a very big change right now in the NHL, where a lot of the old guard, where it was all team friendly, team first mentality,
It's loyal to your team.
like lower AAV, and the NHL I always thought was a pretty conservative league when it came to this like radical change, where they never really they would only make a change if they had to, or if like it was like one that was like a no brainer, like when they got rid of the tag up icing because like players were like gonna die.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing it change dramatically, where they're getting much more aggressive and finding ways to make money. Players are taking advantage of that and cashing in earlier, taking shorter term deals. Not saying they're necessarily not loyal to the team, but they're looking out for themselves a bit more.
It's more of a player first than a team first business.
Yeah, and I think the NHL is just going to radically change. I think things are getting more expensive, as a fan to watch your team, especially I know in Canada where Sportsnet Plus keeps getting worse every year and it keeps getting more expensive. Hasn't gotten that bad in the US yet, thankfully, with ESPN Plus. But yeah, things are going to change. I know sometimes I struggle with seeing all the change and how much because I always appreciated how the NHL was always kind of, the other leagues were all chasing trends and doing there's like, yeah, we're hockey first. Like that's all we care about is hockey. Yeah. And you got the jersey ads, much more doubling down to gambling now. It's going to be a very different league in a few years, especially like when Bettman is gone. I can't imagine he's going to be commissioner for that much longer. It's going to be different.
Don't even get me started on the new filing that just came out yesterday about the stock market and shit.
Yeah, you could trade on teams.
Yep.
Like I don't think that's great for the game.
No.
That's one thing I always appreciated about the NHL. It was just a hockey. Like you just go to watch a game, you can just enjoy hockey. That's all. The league was all about hockey. The players just cared about the game, and things are changing.
Times are changing, and on top of that too, there's a playoff salary cap that is officially being implemented.
I think that's a good idea.
It's a great idea. Now, it's not going to be your full. It's not going to count the players that are scratched for that game, but it is going to count for every single player that dresses. So your forwards, defensemen, and then 2 goaltenders as well. So that is a change that I thoroughly actually love for the game. Because I know they closed the salary LTI loophole or whatever, LTIR loophole. And now you have this where, okay, let's say, actually, hold on, let me retract my thoughts. Do they have to, like, submit a roster for each round like you have to do for baseball?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I think it's just players dressing for each game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I would not know
specifics
about that.
I do know, though, NHL teams have to submit a roster, and the only time they can call somebody up, I think, is for injuries.
Yeah, it's like a emergency basis.
Yeah,
because like after the trade deadline, I'm pretty sure the roster size, you can have anyone on the roster.
Yeah, the roster limit goes away.
Yeah,
but you have to be under the cap though still. Yeah. But you can have like an unlimited amount of guys scratched essentially.
Yeah.
I know in the playoffs too, like you can call up as many minor league guys as you want. And 90% of them are not going to play, but just in case shit hits the fan.
I remember, before he had to play, they called Const up just to have him up.
Don't they call it like the Black Aces or something like that? Yeah, every team does that. They're just like their insurance policy in case their whole team gets hurt.
Yeah.
All right, well, the last storyline I got, rookie class. Super, super strong. You have guys like McKenna, Cole Hudson, Ivar Stenberg, and Anton Frundell. There's one other guy that I know for a fact I'm missing that's going to absolutely kill me. I'll get that in a second. But either way, though, okay, the rookie class, I'm excited for it. There's going to be probably about 7 guys. I was going to say 6 or 7, but I'm not going to do that.
You were forgetting about Porter Martone.
Yes, Porter Martone. There's also Helenus, and then let me get the Blackhawks guy because I'm a big fan of this guy. But either way, though, rookie class is extremely strong. No, there's another guy as well. I'm going to grab his name. Anyways.
I can't think of anyone else from the Blackhawks.
Let me see. Oh, Roman Kanserov. He's currently sixth in betting odds and voting. This dude's gonna be a stud. And he broke Kirill Kaprizov's point record in the KHL.
Never heard of him.
Really?
Yeah. You know it's bad when I haven't heard of you.
What's his name?
Roman Kanserov.
He's a forward.
Yeah, rookie. I'm bringing up his elite prospects now. This dude's gonna. I think this dude. If there's one guy that has been flying under the radar with rookies, it is this guy. He's from Russia. He played in the KHL, and
I mean, he plays for the Blackhawks.
last season he put up 64 points in 63 games. He broke Kirill Kaprizov's goal record for the youngest in KHL history. He had 36 goals and 28 assists.
We'll see.
I mean,
Either way, though, rookie class, there's going to be about 6 or 7 guys.
it's going to be a lot of adjustment period for him for the smaller ice.
I don't think it will be that big.
Oh, yeah. Kaprizov came over and tore it up. They put up pretty much the exact same stats at the same age in the
I
KHL.
feel like with most of these high-end Russian prospects that come over, they either get it right away and they're studs, or they never figure it out. And They just
Yeah.
go back to Russia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Neil Yakupov.
Yeah, he's a good example. Where I don't think he was that great of a player.
I mean, he had a good junior career, but
Oh, but
a
just
good
like
rookie
hearing some of the
season.
stories about like him at the draft comment,
Brian
he's like,
Burke, yeah.
like, how would anyone even draft this kid?
Yeah.
Like, he just seemed to have like all the wrong features you'd want from a number 1 pick. Where, yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable with him being one of the faces of my team. And I still can't. I always remember like when he scored his first goal and he's acting like he scored like the goal to win Game 7 of the Stanley Cup. It was just a forced overtime.
Goes all the way down past center right,
Was
diving on
was
his
that
knees.
first goal?
Yeah, it was his first
It was.
goal. It wasn't his first point. It was his first goal,
Yeah.
and he like slid from center ice all the way down to the goal
Yeah, I
line.
remember
It was ridiculous.
that. Yeah.
Like, okay, cool hype moment. You score your first goal, you tie a game late. Cool.
It's a regular season game.
Yeah, it's not like you're winning the Stanley Cup or it was a big playoff goal. It's just a regular season game against the Kings.
And I like the energy. Either those type of players go on to be studs, or they turn into Neil Yakupov and become one of the biggest busts in NHL history.
I mean, there are some guys that, eventually figure it out.
Well, yeah.
But,
But a lot of those Russian players, like, especially because their English isn't great, and unless like a team has a good support structure, a lot of them, like, I know a lot of these teams when they try to quit these Russian players, they'll sign like veteran Russian guys, so like
Yeah.
they can at least have someone that this guy can talk to,
Mm-hmm.
because these guys don't really speak any English.
I mean, there was like a 10-year period where the Sabres didn't draft a single Russian.
Well, they didn't have any Russians on their team.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Terry Pegula was like, hey, don't do that.
Yeah, I mean it's a risk though, because especially if you take a guy like when they took a Russian, was it Poltapov?
Yeah, he's still in KHL right
Yeah,
now.
they're still waiting for him to
Yep.
come to North
I
America.
think his contract is up this year.
It is.
But
So
he's also really good.
Yeah, no, I know he's really good, but it's kind of a gamble, and that's why these guys fall like late early in the draft.
Yeah, no, he was a second-round pick.
Like Tarasenko's a good example where teams were a little hesitant to pick him because they weren't sure if he was going to come over to the United States anytime soon. So it
Kaprizov was a fifth-round pick.
Yeah, same. Kucherov was probably one. He was a second-round pick because like that same issue where teams aren't really sure if they're going to come over and at any point really because. Michkov was a good example too, where there was a few teams he was saying like, "I will not come to North America to play for you."
Yeah, he chose the Flyers of all teams.
Yeah,
It's an interesting one.
like I'm assuming he told Arizona that.
Yeah,
But then Arizona went and drafted 2 Russians in that draft.
They traded. Not traded. Sorry, they drafted Simashev and Boot.
Yeah, and I don't think Simashev is in the NHL, but Boot's like
No,
playing.
Simashev will be this season.
Yeah, but Boot I know played in the NHL last
Yeah.
year.
I'm pretty sure he scored his first goal.
Yeah,
this last
but
season.
it's always a risk when you take those Russians. I know a lot of Russians now are like
Yeah,
that are serious about playing in the NHL are coming over much younger.
Oh yeah, Morozov. He came over very early.
Yeah, and
was
he's
like,
playing
I plan on-
college hockey.
He's like,
Yeah,
I plan on playing in the NHL for a long time, so might as well get myself acclimated.
and learn how to speak English and get used to the North American game because it's a very different game
It
than
is.
in Russian hockey. European hockey is just completely different in general than North
Yeah.
American hockey. It's a lot more skill, where North Americans a lot much more physical.
They have a lot more open ice.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, okay, back to the rookies. Although Yeah, I really like that. The rookie class, right? Now, the last couple of years, we've obviously seen a strong like 3 to 4 candidates, right? Last season we saw a strong 4. The year before, I think we saw a strong 4 or 5. This season, though, now again, this is just going off name likeness, right? So maybe I'm kind of.
Yeah, this is all name value, nothing of what they've done.
But exactly. So, but how about Porter Martone, Gavin McKenna, Cole Hudson, Ivar Semberg, Anton Frundell, Ilya Protas, which is a stud, Roman Kantarov, Jacob Fowler, Konsta Helenus, and then James Higgins. Now, do I think guys like James Higgins, Jacob Fowler might be, and even maybe Protas are a little bit farther down on my list? I think a little bit, and it's more a role. I think Fowler will be the backup, so I think that puts him at a disadvantage. The Capitals are so deep where I think Protas will be in the bottom 6 and get very limited ice time. And I think Higgins, I mean, I love the kid, but he didn't show me anything promising last season where I
They
can
kind
see
of
him.
threw him into the fire.
They did. They threw him straight into the playoffs, essentially.
Yeah, like I think he'll be fine once he gets some like regular season games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he didn't play any regular. He played 2 regular season games last year. Then he got scratched after 3 games in the playoffs, where he didn't really contribute much to the team.
He looked lost, which I don't blame him.
Well, yeah, just getting thrown right into the Stanley Cup playoffs is a big ask.
Yes.
So I think having a full season in the NHL will be really great for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not really worried about him at all. I think the Bruins need him to kind of hop in right away, and they're going to give him a lot of opportunity because they need scoring desperately. That's why they go out and get a guy like JJ Peterka to try to help their scoring. But yeah, this is a solid rookie class. Obviously, probably Gavin McKenna is going to be the most talked about. I think he's in a pretty decent position to succeed right away because he's going to be playing with guys like William Nylander and Austin Matthews. That power play is going to be lethal. It wouldn't shock me right now if they just stick him on a line with like John Tavares or something just to help him stabilize him, like the veteran presence who can kind of like calm things down, knows when to slow things down, kind of guide McKenna, which I think because Tavares is still a great player. It's not like he's washed or anything. So I think Gavin McKenna is kind of in the driver's seat to be like the leading rookie in this class, where he's going to have a lot of things in his favor.
Yeah, he's going to have the most amount of opportunity.
I do believe, though, because the sportsbooks has McKenna second behind Martone. I think the sportsbooks are looking at what Martone did to end the regular season and in the playoffs, and that's giving him the edge. Personally, I would both tie them in terms of betting odds at probably plus 275 or plus 310, whichever one of those. Like to kind of be like, okay, I think those two clearly should be the favorites, and then after that, I think it's a toss-up for who will be third. I really, really think a guy like Hudson, Stenberg, or Frondell will be that third guy in the mix there. Obviously, you go into every season, you take a look at 7 or 8 guys like this, and you're like, hey, all these guys can be a finalist. And then by the time the first of the year comes, you're like, okay, well, now the race is down to 3 or 4 guys because usually you see 3 or 4 guys kind of run away with everything, It's kind of one of those situations. And the reason, like with Anton Frundell, for example, his situation is a little bit different. Now, I know he'll most likely be playing on a line with either Connor Bedard or Nazar, right? Most likely Connor Bedard on the first line, right? So that's great. But also, the situation around those 2 to 3 guys is a little iffy, right? Like they don't have support outside of really those 3 guys. I mean, they go out and get Bowen Byram, which is going to be a nice addition for them.
They just signed Patty Kane. What do you mean? It's all the support they need.
It'll help a lot.
It will help a lot, though. It will, absolutely. So, yeah, I agree with you guys. McKenna's in the best situation, though.
I think Stenberg's also going to have a really good shot at this. I mean, playing with Celebrini, he's probably going to get a lot of points.
Well, my thing with like where's he going to slot into the lineup right away too? Like, not every rookie hits the ground running. Might be a bit of an adjustment period, especially coming over from Europe. I know he's a great player and everything. Where, like, you kind of saw, like, I don't know, like, is this where they have so many young players in this lineup? Like, do they throw him onto the top line right away, or do they kind of make him earn his way up into the top 6? So it'll be interesting to see with Stenberg. I think if he has a really strong camp, I think we'll have a really good chance to start in that top 6 for the Sharks.
I will state that it's going to go one of 2 ways. Either you're going to see Toffoli still be on the left wing of Will Smith and Macklin Celebrini to start the year and Stenberg down, or they're just going to be like, fuck it, Stenberg, you're top line because of the offensive skill ceiling that he
Mhm.
has. Now, I'm looking at Puckpedia, their projections. They do have Stenberg starting on the first line left wing next to Celebrini and Will Smith. But again, only projections there. We don't know how training camp's going to go. If he struggles in training camp, we could see that obviously fall down. But obviously, I think he's going to have a very strong camp. He can start on the first line, or who knows? Maybe in preseason games that Will Smith and Celebrini play, and maybe he's on the first line because it's more than just skill ceiling, right? Obviously, I think those three are going to work very well together. But if they're, miscommunicating or if they're kind of off and, Stenberg's kind of like, not lost, but like he's kind of like off just a hair and at first line, that's when in the preseason and practice you can be looking at which players does he fit the most. Because sometimes not sometimes, all the time, chemistry is a shit ton more important than just throwing the best players together and say, go work with them. Unless, obviously, you throw, like, McKinnon, McDavid together, Crosby together, like, an Olympic roster.
Well, don't forget they went out and got Mason Marchment in free agency, too, where he could definitely slot into that top six as a winger. It wouldn't shock me if he's also finds a way to play with Celebrini and Will Smith on that top line and maybe see Toffoli slide down to the second. They also have a great young player in Michael Misa as well, who's going to need opportunity. So it will be interesting to see where he slots in. I'm sure they're going to try a bunch of different things in training camp. This might be a situation where the limited preseason might hurt them a little bit, where they want to see him in real game action, how the chemistry looks with like actual NHL players to see where to slot him in. That's why I'm just not fully confident that he'll like immediately start in that top line. I think he'll kind of have to earn his way there, be more of an adjustment period. Where in Toronto with McKenna, I think they're going to give him every opportunity he can. He's going to be on power play one right away with Matthews, Nylander, and Tavares. It should be lethal. So it'll be two different situations.
Absolutely, it is. And I'm excited for the Sharks. I know we're big, like, I don't want to say fans because we don't, root for the Sharks, but we like what they're doing in San Jose, and I'm excited to talk about them a week before the season when we get into our Pacific division preview. It all comes down to this: a best-of-7 battle, and DraftKings has you covered every step of the way. The DraftKings Sports app is now available in all 50 states and includes all markets. Sweat every shift of the series, all in one place with one app. New DraftKings customers sign up with code THPN, spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code THPN in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That is 467-3669. In Connecticut, help is available for gambling problems. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. Must be the age of 21 years or older. Age and eligibility vary by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after assurance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos for details. NFL Sunday ticket offer for new subscribers only. Auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
All right. Well, I stole this idea from some people off the internet, mainly Mike Bartner, because I listened to the episode. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. Why not? Okay. So top 10 teams heading into the season. Now, I'm not going off of just based how I think they're going to finish in the standings wise. I'm going mainly off of what the roster makeup looks like now, right? Because we see a year or two where a roster looks so strong, either deals with injuries or they just underperform, right? And what I want you guys to do here is I'm going to say the team, and I want you guys to say if you guys agree or disagree with where I have them. So let's say, for example, I have a team at 10, right? And you guys say agree. That means you guys have them at 10. If you guys say disagree, that means you guys wouldn't have them at 10. And then, So, number 10, I have the Ottawa Senators.
I would not have them at
Disagree.
10.
I'm a little high on this team. I think if they get the Allmark, that's just like a 900 save percentage. I think this team can still be a top 10
But
team.
they didn't really. I mean, yeah, they got William Eklund, but they also lose Brady Tkachuk. I don't think they did enough to put them into a top 10 team.
I think Brady Tkachuk being out of the locker room will kind of benefit them a little bit. I think it will take a lot of eyes away from them and let them more focus on hockey and not have to worry about what Brady's saying on his podcast or.
I just don't think this team is a top 10 team in the league.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I wouldn't have them in the top 10. There's a few other teams I can think of that I would slot in there, but I don't think Ottawa would be in the top 10 for me.
There was a team that I was debating whether to throw here, Ottawa, and that was Utah as well. I was like, Utah's roster on paper is really fucking good.
I mean, the
That's
Edmonton
good.
Oilers also exist.
I looked at Edmonton's roster, I'm like, on paper, this isn't 10.
I think they got better.
Yeah, no, I mean they got goaltending, which they very badly needed.
You got to remember, they still have the two of the best players in the world. They
Yeah.
have the best player in the world and another top 5 player in the world.
Absolutely.
They have a top 10 defenseman and Evan Bouchard.
I mean, they have a good 30 to 40 goal guy in Zach Hyman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Still
like,
Nugent Hopkins.
I think this team got a lot better depth wise, especially on their blue line. Like Wallman, Murphy. Ekholm's getting a little bit older, but
Still that
they
good
had
defensive guy.
Shakir M. I'm not going to say his last name because I'm sure I'll get yelled at for saying it wrong.
I think it's Muka Madulin, I think.
Yeah,
Attaboy.
they move off from Darnell Nurse. That freed them some money to get some other guys. Like I think Edmonton will be a lot better next year.
You got a Stanley Cup winning goaltender. You bring in a really good young guy you can develop.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and say Edmonton didn't get better because I think they did, but I don't think they're going to be like that top 10 team now. I think they're easily, obviously, a top 3 team of the Pacific, mainly because it's so weak, but they would be no matter what. But I just think that there are like probably 11 or 12 teams on paper that right now that I looked as like, yeah, they are better than Edmonton.
I don't know if there's. I don't think there's that many teams that are better than the Oilers.
Number 9, going on to the Buffalo Sabres. Now, I do think that they did get a little bit worse this season, obviously losing Alex Tuch and Bowen Byram. Their long-term look, phenomenal. Their short-term look, it may take a little bit of regression step back here, right? I love what they did after they traded Byram. They turned around 3 or 4 days later, not even, and they got Olin Zellweger. I think a lot of this ceiling hinges on Zach Benson becoming a 30 goal guy, not 30 goal. What the fuck am I saying? 70-point player. It hinges on Jack Quinn becoming that 30 goal guy, right? Or 25 to 30 goals around there. A lot of the season is going to hinge on if the goaltending's still going to produce at a 907 save percentage combined like they did last season. Having Rasmus Salin obviously is your suck, and Samuelson have the offensive production that he did last season. Like there's a ton of things that are going to hinge on whether them being 9th here or whether they are a fringe wildcard team and take the regression back. I do think they are closer to the 9th best team in the league right now than they are to a wildcard team. But again, the East is so strong. Like I could have thrown any team here, and if you say that you don't agree or disagree, if you say you disagree, I wouldn't be mad though.
I think they're going to miss Tuck a lot more than Byram. I think Zellweger compares very favorably analytically to Bowen Byram. Bowen Byram's more of a household name for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He was awesome for them in the playoffs, and I think the Sabres are going to miss him, but I think Zellweger should fit in nicely to that top 4. But they're definitely going to miss Alex Tuck.
Yeah.
A 30 goal scorer, multiple 30-time goal scorer, first line winger. They're definitely going to count on Benson and Doan to have to step up to fill that void and count on rookies like young players like Noah Ostlund, Yuri Kulich should be back next year, hopefully full time in the season. Konsta Helenus, like they're gonna be relying on these young players to keep continuing to take that next step. I think they have every reason in the world to be confident that they can, based on what they saw out of Ostlund, in the regular season. Unfortunately, he did get hurt in the playoffs, but Helenus was great in the playoffs. Where does Kulich slot in the lineup? That's where I think it's a little bit interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they have every reason to believe that what they have, I think they'll be a little bit step back goal scoring just because of Tuck, but I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
They said the same thing about Peterka. They were like, "Oh, you'll never replace Peterka's goals." And I mean, Jack Quinn stepped up, Jason Zucker stepped up,
Josh
Stone stepped up.
Well, Josh Jones just being a great player immediately made that trade better because Kesselring's no longer on the team.
No.
So that didn't work out clearly.
But now Ilya Morozov is part of that trade tree, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. I think he's a couple years away from being in the NHL. Where
he's a long time.
But the Sabres have a bright. Yeah, I agree with you. Where I wouldn't be shocked if there's a slight regression this year.
Maybe not first in the division, but I could still see a division spot.
I mean, that division's a stack though. You have Montreal, it's not going anywhere. Tampa, which I don't think is going anywhere. Florida's back. Boston got better. Toronto should be better. This is a pretty stacked division. Probably the best division in the NHL.
Yeah, you could argue that you have 7 playoff teams fighting for at max 5 spots.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Just out of the division, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes. That is saying that, the Atlantic would have both wild card spots.
Yeah.
I wouldn't shock me at all if next year if the Atlantic took both the wild card spots again.
And with the Sabres, I think they probably would finish closer to like third in the division. But even if they finish with 103 points, they could be wild card 1 for all the fuck we know.
Yeah, just with how competitive that division is, because I don't know the Metro is going to be so bad next year.
It
I'm
got
not,
better.
I'm not saying they're going to be bad. I'm just
Well,
saying
you're going to have like the second place team in the Metro have like 95, 94 points, and then the last wild card team's like 104 points. Or like it's like what's going on here?
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
But-
I mean, that's a possibility, though.
But that's kind of like looking at like last year. Let me look at the standings. So
why the
it wasn't that bad.
So the NHL needs to bring back 1 versus 8.
Yeah, I think they desperately do. I'm not a big fan of the wild card stuff. I think I like the 1 versus 8 better. If you win your division, you're in the top spot in your conference, and outside of that, it's just the 6 best teams after that.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be like 5 Atlantic teams. Maybe even 6.
Could you imagine a full?
The best teams should
Yeah,
make the playoffs.
I agree with that.
Could you imagine it? 7 Atlantic teams, one.
That's a possibility.
It is.
I know, literally, but that's the beauty of the 1 versus 8 is the 8
Yeah.
best teams in the conference make the playoffs.
Mhm.
Which is nice.
If you win your division, like I think that's why it's better having 2 divisions in each conference instead of 3, because like that Southeast division used to be real bad.
Oh yeah.
It was like the Capitals would usually win that division. Every once in a while, they'd have a down year where like the Panthers or the Hurricanes weren't great for a long time, where they'd sneak in and they win the division, and
With,
you see like they'd have less points than like the other 6 teams in the conference, and they have home ice advantage,
Mhm.
and they usually get spanked in the first round.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, that shouldn't be an issue with only 2 divisions in each
But,
conference now.
Yeah. As long as Bettman is commissioner, we will never have the 1 versus 8
Yeah,
again.
that is true.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just better hockey.
It makes too much sense not to have it.
But then it also gets rid of that possibility of like, let's say like, you know, in like the Atlantic division, like Montreal and Buffalo come in second and third, right? And you look at the conference standings, and then the second and third best team in the conference, they should not be playing each other in the first round of the playoffs.
No.
Yeah.
That should be a bare minimum a second round matchup.
Yeah.
We see that happen every year in the Central Division, where you have Minnesota, Dallas, and Colorado. Like 2 of those teams are going to play each other in the first round, and they're typically all top 5, top 6 teams in the league.
Yeah.
And on top of that as well, too, in the Atlantic, Montreal, Tampa Bay, electric series. Every single game except, I think every single game except 1 was a 1-goal game. And
Mhm.
4 of them went to overtime.
And
you got
they
that in
came
the first round.
the Sabres, the Lightning, and the Canadians finished 4th, 5th, and 6th in the NHL last year.
Yep.
Why was the 5th and 6th place team in the whole league, and also the 3rd and 4th place team in the conference playing each other in the first round of the playoffs?
And like you brought up, Dallas and Minnesota were in the top 7 in the
Mhm.
league as well. And they played each other.
Yeah,
That shouldn't happen. All right, back to the top 10 teams. Moving on to number 8, I think Vegas, man. I think Vegas, they're going to be a top 10 team. Agree or disagree?
I think I'd slot them a little higher,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're a top 10
Okay.
team for sure.
Okay.
Very, very clearly, they just went to the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They
this
didn't really
isn't a hot
lose
take.
anyone.
but they lost Barbashev. No,
No, they saw Barbashev. They lost
Dorfeyev.
Dorfeyev. Sorry, I
yeah.
got the Russians mixed up.
I mean, yeah, he's a 30-goal guy, but I think Vegas, they're fine without him.
yeah, Sam.
Well,
And
they're gonna miss him, I think, for sure. I mean, they got Victor Olofsson back, right?
Yeah, he could be,
I
he
mean-
could be their 30-goal guy.
with Vegas too, a lot of this kind of hinges on the play of Carter Hart, because he was brutal in the regular season. Even to start the playoffs, he wasn't good, and then he turned it on.
I mean,
and-
Aiden Hill was also terrible last year in the
Yeah.
regular season. They made the playoffs despite the bad goaltending.
Yeah, can Aiden Hill bounce back?
is a big question mark.
I mean, I think Carter Hart's like the starter next year,
Yeah,
without a
but-
doubt.
You know, there could be more of a rotation with them if Aiden Hill starts, to play like he was in that one playoffs.
I mean, I love their blue line. Like their
Mhm.
top 5 is great. They ended up keeping Rasmus Anderson on a 7-year deal. Love that fit. They have like a top 5 blue line in the NHL. You know, their top 6 is still scary. They still have Jack Eichel, Mitch Marner, Mark Stone, Hurdle looked really good. William Karlsson, I think he could bounce back from being really injury prone last year. They still have Barbashev. Like this is still they have some question marks on the bottom 6 for sure.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they traded Keegan Colasar to Detroit.
Yeah,
Yep.
Keegan Colzar is no longer on the team. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Vegas is a team where we kind of saw them work great as a unit. We saw Mitch Marner and Jack Eichel turn it on, especially Mitch Marner in the playoffs,
Mhm.
along with Carter Hart. We saw how suffocating their defense was. In the Stanley Cup Finals, I felt like their defense was putting on a defensive clinic for most of it. Obviously, Carolina came away with just capitalizing on a couple more opportunities, but I thought Vegas's overall team defense was pretty much locked down.
I thought the biggest difference in the Stanley Cup final was goaltending.
It was.
Where Aiden Hill kind of gave up. He kind of gave in the high pressure moments where Carolina, Bussy and Anderson, the couple games he played, Anderson wasn't great in the first game we played him, and neither was Hill.
Yeah.
Like Hill was like downright bad, I think, in the first 3 games of the Stanley
First
Cup
4.
final. Yeah, like he was bad, and that was the difference in the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah, moving on to number 7. Now, I was kind of thinking about putting this team even lower. The Dallas Stars. I had them as low as like 9 at one point. I had them as high as 5th. I had no idea where to put this team because when you look at Dallas, they have the stars, right? Jason Robertson, Wyatt Johnston.
No pun intended.
Mikko Rantanen. I even think they're going to love having Hintz back because he missed a lot of time last season due to
they missed him
injury.
desperately in the playoffs last year.
So
They
I think
missed Tyler Seguin.
Mhm.
You know.
And I think they are the 7th best team heading into the season. Agree or disagree?
I mostly agree. With Dallas, it's not really an issue. Like I know they're a great regular season
Mhm.
team every year. Get it done in the fucking playoffs.
Yeah.
They are, since Carolina just won the cup, they are the new Hurricanes, where they can make it to the conference finals, but they can never get over that hump.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing every year with them. Yeah, I think that's a good comparison. Where, yeah, we know they're a great regular season team every year. They're going to be in competition to win the division. They're almost a guaranteed lock for the playoffs every year. They always find a way to lose in the playoffs. Can they finally get over that hump and finally get to that Stanley Cup they've been chasing for a while? This is probably the last chance they're going to have with this whole core. Where after this year,
Robertson's probably gone.
no, I think they'll find a way to keep
Yeah.
him. I think, but they're going to have to restructure how the team's built because the cap hit's going to go up so much. Yeah, but this is really it. Like this is their last chance to run. This might be it for Jamie Benn. I think this is Tyler Seguin's last year for sure in Dallas. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on him this year to finally get over that hump and win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, they're gonna, like you guys have brought up, next offseason is like the retool offseason phase where they're gonna have a ton of cap space to work with, expiring deals with the older players. They're gonna have decisions to make. Now, when you look at their blue line, I love their top 4. I think it's still very, very strong with Lindell, Heiskanen, excuse me, Thomas Harley, and Nils Lundqvist. Their bottom line, don't mind with Bischel and Myers. Now, their goaltending, again, it's fine. Jay Gottinger and DeSmith is a very solid Tendy tandem. Now, when I overall look at the makeup of this roster, I think no doubt in my mind, regular season, they are, obviously I have them 7th here. They will be top 3 in the Central Division. So I'm intrigued to see, but I do like their roster. I think there is a way where this team will most likely probably be 3rd in the Central Division again. It's going to be very close between them and Minnesota, but I think you're going to see those two teams flip-flop between 2 and 3.
That's
all
my
season.
biggest question mark also for the Dallas Stars is like if they don't win that division, they're going to have to play Minnesota or Colorado in that first round. Can they beat them in a 7-game series? I don't think they can.
And we saw outside of game 2 of the first round,
the
they
Wild
really didn't look
the
great.
Wild dominated them.
Yeah, game 1, the Wild smoked them like 6-2.
Yeah.
And then at games 3 through 6, I believe it was, they pretty much looked like the better team. Moving on to my number 6 spot. Now, I flip-flopped these teams just now. Number 6, instead, I'm putting the Minnesota Wild. On paper, you look at the roster, right? Kaprizov, Eriksson, Boldy, love it. I think Hartman is a very solid, second to third line center, which right now he's listed as a second line center. So I look at this roster. Blue line's phenomenal. I have them 6th. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I agree. They're a good team.
Yeah, I mean, they're good.
It all depends on their goaltending too, and I know a lot of times we sit here and say, it's goaltending, it's like beating a dead horse, right? But Wallstedt, I think he is probably going to be their starter. I know Gustafson right now, he's currently listed on IR according to Puckpedia, so we'll see what happens with him. But the roster, in my opinion, I still think it's just missing that one other guy that can get them over the hump to win the division over Colorado or to get into the Western Conference Finals and make that deeper run. Now, again, we'll see what happens with Clint Hughes with his, pending contract and everything that's coming up with his
I
extension.
thought I saw news that he was signing an extension for like 3 times 18.
What was that? No, he didn't.
One of you said something about that.
Oh, I think it was me.
Yeah.
So this is what happened. This is what happened. Okay, so my Twitter notifications, right? I don't have notifications on for anybody except Friedman. But you guys, do you know how where Twitter will sometimes give you like a random tweet that pops up in your notifications? If it's like something, like topics or whatever. Well, it said something about Chris Johnson, Hughes 3x18. I'm like, okay, well, the notification, I went in, but then I clicked on the notification after I sent it, and it said 226 followers, so I deleted the message right away. Because then I was scrolling, I went on to Chris Johnson's page, and his last tweet was from like the 28th of July.
You got bamboozled.
He
got sentled.
I did. I got censored. So literally 2 seconds after I sent it, I deleted it. I'm like, anyways.
Okay.
I remember seeing that notification.
Oh my God.
It's gone.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't realize you deleted it.
Yeah,
but,
I got. Anyways.
I mean, that's what people are kind of expecting, but it wouldn't shock me if that ended up happening. But I don't think they'll sign until training camp, probably.
It's going to be probably a short-term deal too.
But yeah, he wants to hit free agency at the same time as his brother.
Mm-hmm.
And then team up in Buffalo.
No, don't need him.
Don't need him.
They're going to Florida.
Going to Florida.
Going to play with the
Florida
friends.
Americans. All right, moving on to my top 5 now. The Florida Panthers. They're back, baby. I know we talked about them a lot, so we probably won't spend a ton of time on them, but I think they're back. Listen, we touched everything earlier. I don't know if there's anything else to say about them, but agree or disagree.
Agree.
Yeah. I have no reason to disagree.
Yeah.
We know what they are when they're healthy, and if they're healthy, they're a great team.
And they are easily top 5.
And they got better. They got Brady Tkachuk. I think Markstrom should be better than Bobrovsky was last year. So
they can do some vlogs.
They got Akira Schmid.
Mm-hmm.
Akira mid.
Yes.
Can you guys stop hating on my boy Schmid?
No, he's Schmid.
Okay. All right. Number 4. We have been raving about this team. Mainly Chris has been raving about this team. Number 4, the Washington Capitals. On paper, come on, man. This roster is so good.
On paper, the best team in the league, in my opinion.
I think
Whoa.
there, but I mean, I want to see him on the ice.
Yeah, no.
Well, we're going to see them
on paper, just looking at the roster, they have probably the best goalie tandem in the league, one of the best defenses in the league, and the best forward.
I think Logan Thompson might be the most underrated starting goaltender in the NHL. I thought how great he is. Like Washington didn't have
Vegas messed up.
Oh yeah, they shouldn't have traded him. The Logan Thompson has been arguably Washington's best player the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I know they still have Ovi, and Ovi still had a couple of crazy seasons, but yeah, that team doesn't even. I don't think that team's very competitive last year without Logan Thompson playing at an elite level. The fact that he didn't fucking play for the Olympics for Team Canada still breaks my mind.
The fact that he wasn't a finals for the Vezina.
Well, they didn't have team success.
No.
In my opinion, he should have been the starter for Canada. He's better than Bennington.
Oh, for sure.
On paper, just getting Talkin Cairo and adding Protas to the mix, I think they're top, and they added Boone Jenner too.
Mm-hmm.
Their top 9, really will sit here and believe is one of the best in the league.
Their entire forward core.
Yes.
They can roll 4 lines.
Yeah, they have a great blue line too. This is a good team. I want to see them on the ice.
Yeah.
I think they're a top 10 team. I'd probably put them a little lower now until we start playing games, because you can have a great offseason and then team chemistry just not be there, or injuries and completely blow up in your face. But yeah, on paper, they're a great team.
Nashville, he's speaking to you specifically. Anyways, they had a great offseason, but I don't hate your take about wanting to see them. Number 3, the Montreal Canadiens. Now, we all rave about this team as well. They're top 12, I'll have to say, is one of the best in the league. Their blue line is great. Now, my thing with this team, that's because, again, I had them 3, so I think Dobesh is going to keep up his play from the playoffs. Now, again, he's going to be playing 55 games this season instead of 12 or 15 or however many he played last season. However, though, Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, Ivan Demidov, who's just going to get better. Their blue line is so good, very underrated. Lane Hudson, top 5 defenseman in the league, as spoiler alert, we'll get to later after this.
Didn't even talk about Slav.
And Slav, too.
Yeah, no, Montreal's great. I don't know. I think being top 3 in the whole league is a bit high right now, especially with Florida bouncing back. And
I'd have them probably around 5.
And I think it's also puzzling that the Tampa Bay Lightning are on your list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you had Ottawa over them.
I think Ottawa's going to be better than Tampa Bay.
They still have Kucherov.
They do.
They still have.
They still have their 6
They
guys.
still have Hedman.
Okay, shut the fuck up. We're going
Do
back.
they still have Brandon Hagel? Do they still have
Jake Gensel?
Jake Gensel? Yeah. Do they still have Braden Point?
You guys said Braden Point like 3 times.
No, we didn't.
No, we just said it at the same time.
Oh, yeah, they still.
No,
have
Tampa
all
Bay's
those
still a
guys.
top 10.
They still have JJ Moser.
They're still a top 10 team.
Tampa Bay,
They
in
still
my,
have Jonas Johansson.
in my, shut the fuck up, dude. Tampa Bay,
Sam Gisgergensons.
Tampa Bay, in my extended list, my top 15 teams, they were there, but they weren't.
I mean,
Time.
Tampa's probably like 7 or 8.
Yeah, they're still a top
Damn.
10 team in the league, dude.
Damn.
I know you're just a hater, but
I'm not hating. What are we talking about? I'm not hating.
No, you're hating.
I'm being.
No. I know exactly why you have Ottawa in there.
Why?
Flip. No, wait, that's a Tuck jersey. Never mind. No, flip the blue one around.
This one?
Yeah, flip the blue one
That's
around.
not the reason
That's
why.
the reason why you have Ottawa.
No, that is not.
Yes, it is.
That is not. Maybe I'm an
also that
Yeah.
poster there.
Yeah, that's
maybe
right.
I'm an undercover Senators fan. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, Tampa Bay is still an elite team.
Tampa Bay, when they are fully healthy, they probably win that division.
Oh yeah, and that last year they weren't fully healthy. Like, and Vasilevsky wasn't the reason they lost in the playoffs last year. Is they couldn't fucking score.
Yeah, they really couldn't score.
But
at
anyway,
all.
getting back to Montreal. Montreal's a great team.
Little early to put them top 3.
I still think they're missing one piece from their top 6.
Yeah.
And I think their GM, Kent Hughes, has been very clear about that. As this offseason, they wanted to add one more player to the top 6. They still have $12 million in cap space. They have their core players locked up on very team-friendly deals. I think next year they're going to look and try to add a top guy in free agency. Do they go after a guy like Jason Robertson to add him to that top 6 to bolster their team? Do they go out and get a guy like Alex DeBrincat? Do they go and trade for a guy like there was rumors this offseason they were looking at Kirill Marchenko? Like, I think this team is still they're going to be great next year.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying they're bad or anything. So Canadians fans,
No,
don't take this the wrong way.
Playoff team.
Playoff team. They made it to the
Division
conference
team.
final last year. They're still an incredible team. They're not going anywhere as long as Dobesh keeps playing the way he has, and they have a great backup option in Jacob Fowler, who I still think will also keep continuing to get better. They're going to have a decision to make there in a couple years about when Dobesh and Fowler are both fully developed and in their prime, what they do there, because I don't think there's a world where you can keep both of them long term.
I mean, by the time they're fully developed, what's the cap going to be?
But still, like, how are you going to play them? Like, what if Jacob Fowler turns into a really solid goalie, and you're gonna have to field trade offers for him if Dobesh is still playing the way he is?
Or vice
But
versa.
that's a great problem to have in the future.
Yeah.
We're not talking about that right now. But Montreal's still a great team. I think top 3 is a little high right now. Like I said, I still think they're an incredible team. They're not going anywhere. They're essentially running this team back from last year, who made it to the conference final. Great team. Yeah, I think they're just one piece away from truly taking it to that next level.
Mm-hmm.
My second team that I have, the Colorado Avalanche. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing to really say there.
Yeah, they have
You know
Nathan
what they
McKinnon, they have Kel McCarr, they have Natchez. Like, they're a pretty fucking good team.
Yeah, they brought Kadri back.
They ended up adding Jaden Schwartz as well.
Yeah, I mean he's kind of
mean,
as a bottom
he's-
6.
Well, yeah,
veteran.
but
He's
just
just there to.
they are going to
to
miss Nichushkin, I think, who they ended up shipping
Wow.
to Columbus. So, but
I mean, Schwartz is just a ring chasing move right now.
yeah, I mean they brought
So,
Brent
50
Burns
point
back
guy,
for another
though.
year. They have Brock Nelson still. Like, this is still a great team, but yeah, like they live and die by how Nathan McKinnon, Kel McCarr, and Martin Natchez plays.
Absolutely. Those are your 3 guys. And on top of that as well, the goaltending with Wedgwood and Blackwood's a huge decision maker and why I have them number 2. Obviously, like you guys brought up those 3 to 4 guys, but Wedgwood, stud, Blackwood, stud, one of the best tandems in the league as well. Like,
I think.
What do
can
you
have
mean?
I think they can have better goalies.
better goalies?
Yeah, but with the way the cap's structured and everything, like
Oh, I know.
the play they're getting from those 2 guys, considering how much money they have to give everybody else, like you can do a lot worse.
Yeah,
Given the situation where like
I
they can't necessarily afford to go out and trade for a top end guy or pay a top end guy, so you have 2 like decent starters who could step up and you just ride the hot hand.
I think this is a team that is an exception to your defense makes your goalies. They're. What am I trying to say? I mean,
Wedgwood had a 921 save percentage last season.
yeah. No, I mean, he wouldn't do that anywhere else.
Yeah, but he still put up the numbers.
Well, Blackwood only put up a 904 though.
Yeah, I mean Blackwood's mid.
Blackwood, I don't think was ever really healthy last year.
No, he missed. He missed after the first couple of games. He was hurt for a lot of the season. He ended up missing, I think, like 4 weeks with an injury.
Scott Wedgwood, former Sabre.
And then moving on to my number one team, no surprise here, the Carolina Hurricanes. I mean, no explanation needed. The best roster in the league on paper, in my opinion.
I don't think on paper. I think Florida.
Washington definitely has the best roster.
I think
yeah,
Florida.
you
They
can
have the defense.
I
they
think
have
also
forwards.
Florda has a really great roster on paper too. Minnesota, Montreal. There's a lot of
Minnesota's on paper is a little iffy.
their top end talent is
Their
ridiculous.
top end
Their
talent's
top
great,
end
but
talent,
this
their
list
depth.
though, is based off what I felt
Yeah,
like on paper.
but no, I would just put them at number one because they're the defending champs, and until someone beats them, they're number one.
Well, yeah, if I was going off of where I think they would finish, Carolina would be number one. Colorado, obviously, they're two. But after that, though, I would have probably Florida. Then maybe they're a little higher. Washington, maybe I'd have there's a bunch of stuff, like a lot of aspects that you can take into doing, top 10 teams. Okay, well, speaking of top 10 lists, okay, going on to my top 10 defensemen here. No honorable mentions again because we don't do participation trophies around here. But if you guys are new, I give my top 10 position list at this time of the year. Preston and Chris, they react to that. Tell them how idiotic I am and how I'm rage baiting everybody here.
Definitely were with that Ottawa pick.
What was that?
Definitely were with that Ottawa pick.
I don't know.
I don't think he is.
I don't think I am there. It's not rage bait.
Over
That's
Tampa?
belief. That's belief in my heart. Anyways, number 10, Jake Sanderson. Number 9, Evan Bouchard. Number 8, Adam Fox. Number 7, Mo Seider. Number 6, Miro Heiskanen. Number 5, Lane Hudson. Number 4, Rasmus Dahlin. Number 3, Cal McCarr. Number 2, Zach Werenski. And number 1, Quinn Hughes. Shoot.
I don't think Adam Fox belongs on this list.
Oh my God. I knew that was going to happen too.
He, after this last season, no, definitely not.
I would put
That
like
pains
guys I
me.
would put over him are like Charlie McAvoy.
Oh my God. I got to walk out. Oh my God, dude.
Charlie McAvoy's
Dude's rage baiting.
What?
That's not a crazy take at all.
Not a crazy
Charlie
take.
McAvoy is one of the most consistent defensemen.
I'm not
in the league.
denying that at all.
I think Jacob Chikrin has been better the last few years than Adam Fox. I think Moritz Seider is better than him.
I
think
have Cider over him.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think Matthew Schaefer is already better than him.
Crazy take.
50 a point per game is not good enough.
Crazy take. Bonebyre.
No, that was a bit crazy.
I said crazy.
Brock Faber, I think, is better than him.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Brock Faber is a top 10 defenseman
Yeah.
in the league.
What?
Yes.
There is you guys are getting back to me for the Senators. pick.
No.
There's no
absolutely
way.
not.
No, I think Jake Sanderson is a top 10 defenseman in the
Are you
league.
talking about Sanderson?
No, I'm
we're
talking about Adam Fox.
Adam Fox is.
No, he's not.
no.
Not right now.
Oh my.
Could he
God.
bounce back and be better? Yeah, but
No, Adam Fox is not a top 10 defenseman.
no, not right now.
What am I here?
And I still think Cal McCarr is the best defenseman in the world.
Oh well, yeah. There's no argument with that. If you say
mean,
that,
you're
I don't.
Well, you
top
put you
four.
put Quinn at 1.
I know. I always say Quinn is my guy, but I say
Your
Quinn-
top 4 can be shuffled in so
Exactly.
many different ways.
I think if you said Quinn Hughes, Werenski, or Kel McCarr is number 1, I'm like, I don't hate
You're-
that.
I think Cal McCarr, he's voted every year
Yeah.
as the best defenseman in the league by the players.
Your top 4 should include these 4: Zach Werenski, Quinn Hughes, Cale McCarr, Rasmus Dahlin. Unless you're a Canadiens fan, you'll throw Hudson in there.
Hudson will
That's
get in
all.
that conversation.
He'll
Yeah.
get in the conversation, but as of right now, it is those 4
Are you-
unequivocally.
Are you guys saying Adam Fox with a 92nd overall percentile in defense, 91 in offense is better than Brock Faber?
Yes.
Brock Faber.
Oh, but no, he's not better than Brock Faber. No.
Brock Faber is better.
Oh, you just said he.
You said no. You asked him, is Adam Fox better than Brock Faber? And I said no.
And then he just said he
Adam
thinks
Fox
he is,
is-
and then you said yeah.
No, I said Adam Fox is not better than Brock Faber.
I just asked if you guys were, and you said yes. I swear to
What?
God.
We are saying that Brock Faber is better than Adam
Yes.
Fox.
You asked us if Adam Fox with his percentile bullshit or whatever is better than Brock Faber, and we both said no.
He just said yes.
No, he is.
It was a trick question.
What do you mean it was a trick question?
Adam Fox is not a top 10 defenseman, and that is the end of discussion.
Yes.
Anyways,
he's not.
okay, carry on to the rest of the list then.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would put Cale McCarr at 1. I think Zach Werenski's 2. Quinn Hughes 3. I think they're mostly interchangeable, but I still truly believe that Cale McCarr, when he's healthy, is hands down the best defenseman in the world.
He is
Hands down.
He is Nathan McKinnon on the blue line.
Yeah.
That is what he is.
He's ridiculous. And he wasn't really healthy last year, and he still was great.
I'm not saying that that's wrong. I mean,
yeah,
you saying that I'm like, yeah.
I mean, me and you will argue about it at the end of time because I know Quinn Hughes is your guy, but I think Kel McCarr, just everything that he does, he's the best. He's already a Hall of Fame player. He might be the best defense. I think he's the best defenseman the Colorado Avalanche ever had.
I'll say an even crazier take.
God, please don't.
Devon Taves over Adam Fox right now.
Oh my fucking God!
Right now.
I mean, he benefits a lot from playing with Kel McCarr. Does,
but he's also a very good.
Oh, he's great. You have to be great to even play with a player of that caliber. It's not Kel McCarr's like you can't just throw him out of blue line with me and expect
throw Eric Goodbranson out there.
Yeah,
I'm going straight to Instagram later. I'm doing a poll of I will.
I think Quinn Hughes is the more favorable take right now because he was so good there. He's a lot of exposure right now because what he did with the Olympics and being in Minnesota. He's out of Canada where I think he's getting a lot more exposure in the United States. But I still think, hands down, Kel McCarr is the best defenseman in the world right now.
Don't hate that. I think when you get to the top 3, I think interchangeable in my opinion. When you get the 4 through 6, interchangeable, and then in my opinion, honestly, I think it's like 7 through 13 is like all interchangeable in my opinion. It's like just like a
I mean, Fox is probably like
I think he's top 15.
Yeah,
still.
He's definitely top 15, but top 10, even top 8 right now where you had him. No.
Yeah. 8,
what if I threw him at like 10?
Still no.
Yeah, would that be a little bit more reasonable? Because I believe he's a top 8.
I still have 3 or 4 guys over him. At this
point. And a few guys that I think could play their way onto this list soon is Matthew Schaefer. I think Jackson Lacombe is just going to keep getting better and better. He had a great season last year for the Ducks.
Rasmus Anderson's really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like we're
Thomas Harley could get there one day.
Mm-hmm. Like there's a lot of great defensemen in the league right now, but like I said, I think hands down the best is Kel McCarr. Evan Bouchard could be a lot better if he got better defensively. We already know what he could do offensively. He had 95 fucking points last year.
Yep.
But his defensive game was still poor enough that he wasn't even a finalist for the Vezina.
Mm-hmm.
Norris.
I would.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Vezina.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I misspoke.
You got to get better at goalie, man.
If there's one guy who absolutely will play his way into his list next season, it's Matthew Schaefer for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I think also Jackson Lacombe.
Yeah, I don't hate that. And if there's 2 guys that will probably be off this list in favor of those 2 guys, probably be either Adam Fox, Bouchard, or Sanderson. But I think
definitely Adam Fox.
I think Sanderson. Do you guys still think like I'm joking around with Adam Fox?
Oh, I think you're dead serious about having that 8.
But he's
the way you've
not.
defended him. I think you're dead serious.
Yeah. There's a couple guys I'll go to bat for. Adam Fox is one of them. Okay. Anyway, changing the subject. I think any of the bottom 3 defensemen I have in my top 10 can.
I mean, I think the top 5 is pretty much locked. I think Lane Hudson and Darlene will just keep getting better. Like Hudson, I still think has a huge ceiling. Yeah. Darlene, I think like he's getting 25 now?
Yeah.
Like we're getting to the point where
he's 26.
Yeah, we know who he is. Like I still think he's a top 5 defenseman in the league for sure.
He's still going to get better offensively. Right?
Yeah, I think his numbers will get better. But he's already a great elite defenseman. And Lane Hudson, like we know what he can do offensively. He's a great puck mover, has great vision. Still can get a little bit better defensively, but like his offensive game is so high that you can look past some of those things for now. But he'll just keep getting better. His defensive stats have gotten better every year, so he's just going to keep getting better.
Head fakes per 60.
Shut the fuck up.
The one time I was like, when we were fucking around skating, I tried doing all that. I was like, how the fuck does he play like that?
Yeah,
dude,
whenever I think of that, I just think of that video of Brady Tkachuk and him going back and forth.
Yeah,
his rookie year, like his first time game, Senators fans would start making fun of Lane Hudson because they would like count per game how many head fakes he'd make carrying the ball.
I don't think they're making fun of him anymore.
No,
I don't think there's not many people making fun of him right now.
There's not many people in the league that are better than him, honestly.
No, there's not.
There really
is
about
about 4.
What?
Yeah, about 4. Yeah,
about 4 players.
Defensemen.
Oh. Yeah,
there's a lot more.
You can't really. It's not fair to compare defensemen and forwards because it's a very different game.
Very different.
That's like comparing a forward to a goalie.
But I do think you put like Lane Hudson, Kel McCarr, Darlene, and those guys at forward, and I think they do really well still.
Yeah, yeah, they would. All right,
all right.
Finish shit.
Team or era?
To era.
I would go team. I would not want anyone from the Canucks.
I don't want to pick guys. Like Canucks has like the Sedins in the 2000s.
I guess
Quinn Hughes in the 2010s. Luongo.
I remember Schneider was really good.
Schneider
he had like a 95.
Go him.
97?
97.
Jesus Christ.
Come on.
Ottawa in the 2020s.
Yikes.
Yikes.
This is why I wanted to pick right, because I think there's a lot higher end left defenseman.
Yeah.
I'd probably pick. I think Brady Tkachuk's listed higher, but I'd like Timmy
I like
Stützle.
yeah,
Stu-
Stützle.
78.
That's crazy.
That's disrespectful.
That's crazy work. Carolina the 70s.
Spin that shit, baby.
Team era.
Era.
All right. 2010s. Dougie Hamilton.
Oh.
He hasn't played a lot, but
No.
he's clearly rated the highest.
Yeah, it's literally rated by like how high they are.
Yeah.
88.
That's not bad.
This is cooked.
Yager.
Yager, yeah.
Not even
Yeah.
no brainer. I would do decade and try to get Patrick Kane.
I think he's a right winger.
Is he?
I think so. Yeah, we
The
could.
Brinket's good too.
Yeah.
Let's sort by forward.
He's-
Yeah, it goes. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
How is that
that's-
team 72 wins?
I think
Because we have a 97
That
goalie.
is
We have
true.
Yager and Bork. Like our blue line's good.
Yeah.
I think if we would have had a better center, we could have done actually really
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
It was a good one though. I think it was better than all the ones we did last week.
Oh yeah.
That is.
I think that this might have been our best attempt yet.
Yeah.
No, I think our second roll last season on recording was 76.
Timmy
wins.
Stu at 78 is
Yeah,
That's
But
disrespectful.
that's crazy though. That 78.
yeah, that's really low.
That is disrespectful.
Sens fans, go fight for your man.
Yeah.
Please. That's going to end it for today's episode. If you guys enjoy all of our content, head over down to the description below to check us out on all of our social media platforms. Subscribe, notification bell on YouTube. Go follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. New episodes every single Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And we'll see you guys in our next episode.